Welcome, everyone. My name is Marilyn, Stamping Creations with Marilyn, coming to you from Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. If you've been here before, I'd like to welcome you back. And if you've never been here, please come again, and I am welcoming you tonight. I see a couple comments from Gail and from Kathleen. Good to see you, Betty. Great to have you here with me. So, thank you for joining me. I enjoy Thursday evenings with you, sharing something that I've found interesting to make, to create a card usually. And I've got a couple of other tips to show you tonight that I have recently discovered. So I'm going to try and watch the comments. As always, if I don't get to answer you live, I will certainly come back and answer things afterwards. Even if I have to send you a private message, I will get the information to you. So please share, comment with each other, and let me show you what I've got. Just a few more days for bonus days with Stampin' Up! This is something they have every once in a while. Currently, if you spend in Canada $60, you get a $6 coupon, which comes via email. So you don't want to lose that email because they cannot give it to you again. It's your responsibility to keep that. And then in February, you can spend that on products that you buy. All of those coupons, you can put them all on one or spend them individually, whatever works for you. So great deal there. Product of the month is Fabulous Saying Stamp Set. This is only for January, unless they still have some left. They will sell it in February. And I understand from something I was watching recently that there is still some of the blue paper, as I call it, left from December. So each one of the product of the months, if you spend $100, you can get this for $5 up until our new catalog comes out in April, because they made an error in the pricing. So they're giving it to us at that deal. Then it'll go up to $7. So it's not a huge increase. But this is a wonderful set. I've used it lots for all the sayings, and you can piece them. And I'll show you that in one of the techniques one night, maybe, is how you would make this into to and then Fabulous Friend on the next line, if you're interested in that. Hello, Catherine and Pam. See you on there too. Good to see you. So before we get to this, I want to show you a couple. This is what I'm going to use tonight, is this paper. But I'm sure you've heard there is a join special coming. And if you haven't, let me tell you about it. Join between February 3rd and March 2nd, and you will get a free stamp positioner. And as a demonstrator, we were able to order them already, and mine arrived yesterday. So I'll just give you a quick view of that. I did get the paper, and it has little tiny holes so that it stays put on the positioner. This is what it looks like. This is the instructions that come with it, but I have not used it. I've been working on a scrapbook, so I have a trick to show you with that too. So there's pegs for the pieces to fit on. These little pegs are where the paper fits. There's magnets. It's foam on the back, so it shouldn't slide around. There is a big mat, and you would end up putting your stamp on there. It doesn't hit the paper till you push down, and that's how you stamp. And then there is the smaller one, which, if I put it in the right place, okay, got the wrong end. No, it's got to go this way. Oh, I see what I'm trying. I'm trying to put it in the wrong holes. And same thing. So you can do step stamping. And the other thing that a lot of people are showing with it is that there is a V in here so that you can line it up and do stamping at a different angle. So I will work with it, and I will share more details as it gets closer, but just so you're aware that that's there. And hello, Sharon. The trick I want to show you is, like I said, I've been working on scrapbook, the virtual scrapbook kit that Stampin' Up! Had back in July. I purchased to create for my great-grandson, and feeling really out of sorts that I haven't got it done yet. His birthday's in April. So I was working on it today and following Sarah in one of the pages that she was doing. And these are the sets that came with it. You can see there's 44 stamps in here. Like some of these are really tiny. And this one has 81. So what she did was she takes a big block, and I have these big blocks from before when we could still get them, and she takes out all of the stamps and puts them on here that she's going to need for that layout. And I thought, whoa, that saves you every time you're looking for a snowflake stamp. You're not in here looking at 44 of them, trying to figure out which one's snowflake. It just really helped as I was working with that one today to do that. So if any of you've got the bigger stamps, or even if you don't, like the plate from the Stamparatus, if you've got it, would work as well. If you've got a whole bunch of stamps that you want to have ready to use. So now I'm going to make another heart card today. I'm not calling it Valentine's, I'm just calling it heart because it's red, pink, whatever. I'm using this paper from the Made with Love collection. And this paper is not available again until February 9th, it said today, when I was on the website. But that's what I'm using. And a while ago, I had shown you a card that I received from Yvonne at Christmas time. And I got quite a few comments saying, show me how, show me how. So that's what I'm doing tonight. So that's the card that I patterned it after. Before I forget, this is the card I did last week. It was earlier in the day because I did go to the Oilers hockey game, which was really not a good game. But anyway, it was nice to be out with my daughter-in-law. And the winner for this card is Pam. So that will be coming to you, Pam, before too long. This is the card I'm going to make tonight. So I'm starting with a regular 8.5 by 5.5, folded in half. And then a couple other layers. Oh, I have another trick to show you when I'm doing the other layout piece. So Betty would like a zoom for the new positioner. I'll see what I can, like I say, I've got to try it first and figure it out myself, but I have watched a couple videos, so it's, there's a lot of possibilities with it. So I have that, and then, as long as I don't dump it, I have all my squares cut. I did cut this out thinking that I might put it on here, but I didn't like how busy everything was. So I prefer this kind of focal point, which is a cutout piece from this Love Notes 6x6 paper. There was all kinds of pieces we could cut out in there. So you can use anything. But when I went to, so these are 1.25 by 1.25 squares. There's 8 of them. This one is 2.5 by 2.5. And then my die cut here is 2 by 2, but you could put whatever there. So I'm just going to recreate that. But what I found worked really well, and I don't know if you can see it. I'll try and hold it. Oh, you can. Because these are 1.25 by 1.25, I went to my scoreboard and I scored my card base at 1.25 from all 4 sides. And now when I go to glue, I can glue with being relatively sure that it's going to be kind of lined up properly. But before I do that, I need my silicone mat. So let me know as we're chatting and waiting and whatever is, what have you been doing? What have you been making cards for? With this particular one, I didn't have any rhyme or reason to it. I cut, this is the reverse side. So I just used all of the 1.25 inch strips and then cut them and used the reverse side. I'm going to make sure there's a bit of a border, but not huge. But you know how sometimes when you're doing things like this to line up, and all of a sudden you get to the end and you think, oh my gosh, that doesn't look right. And I don't want that one next. I still like to do the corners first. Something like we were talking last week, weren't we, about jigsaw puzzles? You know how we all, I'm assuming we all, have different ways of doing jigsaw puzzles. And I like to do the outside edges and most often the corners to begin with. So I'm going to kind of do the same thing. Hello, Ines. You have a Valentine ready. Just figure out what else to make. Like I say, I'm not calling these Valentine cards. I'm calling them love cards because I love a lot of people. And I'm going to surprise my grandkids with something in the mail because they're not used to getting the mail. So, what about you? Do you mail cards? Do you hand deliver them? Whoops, there's hearts on that one. I'm going to turn it that way. Oh, nice that the glue allows me to move it, but sometimes it moves it just a little too much. Kathleen and Pam and I had a class yesterday for the kit class. So if any of you want to join me and you've bought a kit through me, or you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin through me, you're more than welcome. Fourth Wednesday of the month. I'm not going to say last. And we had a good visit yesterday as we were creating. And Kathleen had done the virtual card kit from Stampin' Up. 15 cards, 2 stamp sets, and she said there was lots of great techniques taught with that one as well. And she's still working on it. She just said here in the notes. So there basically is the base of my card. Isn't that easy? And your 1 1/4 inch pieces, I'm sure that you've got a few of those laying around. Then I'm just going to attach it flat, and my other white piece that's laying there will be on the inside. And I don't usually stamp on the inside of my cards, but and this is a different one. You can see they're different, but you can see what I mean with this. This kind of loses visibility if I put that on there. So it was a good thought. And maybe if I had red behind it, white behind it, I'm thinking. Betty, you have no scraps. I somehow don't believe that. You can see that's the back of the other one. I'm on a mission to use what I have because I love all the new stuff coming, of course. There's new online exclusives coming, and I like all the papers. But as some of you might have noticed recently, I've still been, thanks to Linda, reminded me of making envelopes. So I'm using my designer paper that way. So there is my card for tonight. Oh, better put this inside. And so do any of you do scrapbooking? If so, what are you working on now? What kind of scrapbooking? So different but similar. The other one that I did a couple weeks ago is the blue one. This is the blue paper I was talking about that's I think is still available. And for this one, I did die cut it with the stylish shapes. So they're a little bit smaller than the 1 1/4. But hopefully this does look like this one, the design that I was copying, and you will make some. I'd love to see them. I do a post on Saturdays for Share Saturday, and I'd love to see some of your samples on there of what you've made. Would be great. What else do I have to show you? What I have left of the paper, the bigger pieces. This is ombre paper, and this is really, well, there are little tiny hearts on it, but none of it says Valentine's. So you could certainly use it for birthday cards, anniversary cards. Maybe this one is particular for Valentine's. Hearts, though. And I know that my granddaughter, as well as my nephew's two little kids, they love this kind of paper, so they do get a lot of it as well. So I'm going to I'll just show you one of the kits that's coming that I've got for the online exclusives coming in March, Delicate Wishes. And I just got it, haven't done anything with it yet, but I love the shapes. And when I opened this one, the dies say there's 20 of them, and I got, oh my gosh. But they are, just look at them, they're gorgeous. And there's a number of little ones, that's why there's 20. But so many great things that we have access to. We just have to figure out what we want to do first, right? So, just reading comments. Catherine, you started scrapbooking seriously last year. Good for you. Wanting to do from birth. How old is your granddaughter? She wants to do pages of her granddaughter from birth. And please join me again. I don't have a lot of other things. Oh, she's 4. Okay. You've got a few years to go, Catherine. But that's good. It gives you something to work towards. And I really felt good after I was had spent some time working on the scrapbook. And I'm anxious now to kind of carve out a certain amount of time each day so I can work on it and maybe be ready for April when his birthday arrives. So as always, let me know if there's anything you'd like me to try. I will certainly try and research it. Betty, I know that one that you sent to me, I am still looking at and trying to figure out. So we will end up getting to it eventually. And great Stacy, her sister and her have scrapbooked their parents' 50th. We did that for my cousin 9 years ago, and we had a great time. He's lives in Kamloops, so after my cousins and I here got it done, we actually took it out to him. It was great, and they were so pleased with it. So happy that we did. So thank you again for joining me. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and set for notifications. I've been trying to set my invite to my Thursday night lives a little bit earlier so you can put notification and make sure you get notified. And I always love seeing you here. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow on Zoom with friends. Take care now.